From the days of Moses all the way to the mouth of Christ himself, the promise of God has been, I will get closer and closer. If you take one step toward God, he draws close to you. If you draw close to God, he will move. He will draw close to you. We read that in James. Back in Exodus, Leviticus, in Jeremiah and Ezekiel, the promises were made. God said, I will be their God. I will dwell in their midst. The Philistines found that out the hard way. We'll look at that in just a minute. But here the Apostle Paul is challenging the Christians in Corinth. And today, do not be bound together with unbelievers. Don't be yoked. Don't be tied together in a covenant relationship with an unbeliever, because they are going a different direction. You are following the straight and narrow path. You found the small gate that leads to life and the narrow pathway, but they are traveling the broad pathway that leads to destruction. So don't be yoked up with them. Don't put your neck in the same yoke as someone who's not a believer, because they're going this way, you're going that way. And he continues this idea. Be my people. What an awesome relationship we have with the living God. We are the temple of God. Our bodies, individually, indwelt, inhabited by the Holy Spirit of the living God, our bodies are temples of God, places of worship and sacrifice, places of praise and joy, places where God himself dwells. And then, in another sense, the church is the temple of God. It is his dwelling place. And here, Paul says, what agreement does the temple of God have with idols? Throughout the Old Testament, there are clear definitions. This is the tabernacle or the temple of God. It is not to be shared with any other. The Philistines found that out the hard way. You can go back to 1 Samuel chapter 5 and here, the temple of God is for his glory alone. Philistines found out the truth about that saying. They held the Ark of the Covenant for 7 months, and God devastated their health, their temple to Dagon, their god, and to the point where they were afraid, we have to get rid of this thing. How do we do it? It's a great story. Go back to 1 Samuel chapter 5. It's not a long story. It's not a long chapter. And then when you're done with it, go back and look up in a biblical dictionary, or you can get online and find the definition of the tumors that God inflicted them with. He's got such a sense of humor. But the point is, when they put the Ark of the Covenant, when they put the Ark of God in the idol temple of their god, Dagon, their idol statue landed on its face as if it were bowing down, face in the dust, before the Ark of God. They set it upright, and the next morning they found an even sterner warning. Go back and look it up. It's easy to find, 1 Samuel chapter 5. But today, the application is still personal for each of us as an individual, and corporate for the whole church. You, as a Christ follower, do not have the permission to allow idol worship in your life. What fellowship does the temple of God, your body, have with idols, with demons, with other powers, with other authorities. What fellowship is there? There's none, and that's Paul's point. What fellowship is there between the church, which is the temple of God, and the idols that are worshipped in our different cultures? And the answer is none. There is no fellowship. There is no room in the temple of God for another god or goddess. He will not share his glory with another. So I want to encourage you with the idea that he expects to be the only one that you worship. We looked yesterday at the idea that we have been bought with a price. Therefore, we are not our own. Therefore, we glorify God with our bodies, with our participation as part of the body of Christ, the church. Everything we do, we want to honor and glorify him without honoring and glorifying any other that would seek our worship and our affection. So, one announcement I want to make for Wednesday of next week, the 19th. If you're part of Lake Area, I want to encourage you to come and be a part of the meeting on Wednesday evening at 6 o'clock at the Fremont Middle School. If you're part of Fremont, the community or the surrounding area, and you have ideas about how the church, Lake Area, could build a building that would be useful for your family and for the town, we'd love to have you come to that meeting. God bless you. He loves you, and we love you too.